Welcome back, children. Let us continue with the line wise paraphrasing of Act 1, Scene 3 from line number 117. What should I say to you? He says, what should I say to you now? What is the reply I should give you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Should I not say to you that does a dog have money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Is it possible that a dog can lend you 3,000 ducats? Or should I bend low and in a bondman's ski? Or should I bend down low before you, bow before you, and in the voice of a slave, with bated breath and whispering humbleness, very anxiously and with humble whispers, say this: Fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last, and say to you that noble sir, you spat on me last Wednesday. You spurned me on such a day. You pushed me, kicked me out of your way on this particular day. Another time you called me a dog, and on another occasion you called me a dog. And for these courtesies are polite actions. I lend you such thus this much monies. So for these polite actions, I will lend you such amount of money. So he's being ironical over here. To spit thee on thee again, it is very likely that I will spit on you again, to spurn thee too, and I will kick you again. If thou wilt lend this money, thou wilt means you will. If you will lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends. Then don't lend this money as you would lend it to your friends. For when did friendship take a breed of barren metal of his friend? For when means because in friendship you never take interest. The breed of barren metal means the product of metal, that is interest or financial profit. When you lend money to a friend, you never take an interest from the friend. You never try to make a financial profit from a friend, but lend it rather to thine enemy. But you lend the money to me just like you would lend it to your enemy, who if he break, that is when you lend your money to an enemy, if he breaks the promise of paying you the money on the stipulated time, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty. Then you can easily, with a open mindedness, you can take the penalty. You can take the penalty from your enemy. It is very easy, but from a friend you cannot. Why, look you how you storm. So Shylock says, why, just look at yourself, how you are losing your temper. Storm means how you are losing your temper. I would be friends with you and have your love. He says, I wish to have friendship with you and I want to win over your love. Forget the shames that you have sustained me with. I am ready to forget all the insults that you have disgraced me with. Supply your present wants, and I want to fulfill your present needs, and take no duit of oceans for my monies. And I will not even take a duit, means a small insignificant amount of money as interest on the money that I lend you. And you will not hear from me, this is kind of offer, and after lending money I will go away and I will not uh, trouble you again for giving me the money back. This is the kind offer I am making. Bassanio, this is kindness. He says, yes, I agree. This is real kindness on your part. Shylock, this kindness will I show. He says, I will show this kindness to you. Go with me to a notary and seal me there your single bond. Go with me means come along with me to a legal officer. Notary is a legal officer or a solicitor. You come to me with the legal officer. There you put your signature on a bond signed by one man. So it's going to be a single bond which is going to be signed by you. And in a merry sport means as a happy joke, I will add a clause in it that if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, that in the as a happy joke, let them mention in a clause in the agreement that if you do not pay me back the amount of money on a fixed date, on such a day means a day fixed by us, in such a place, as in a place agreed by us, the amount of money that is expressed in the terms of the contract. Expressed in the condition means the terms of the contract. Then let the forfeit be nominated. Forfeit means the penalty or the punishment be nominated. Be named as an equal pound of your fair flesh. To be an exact 1 pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of the body pleaseth me. I should be allowed to cut 1 pound of your fair flesh from any part of your body which pleases me. This I am going to add just as a merry sport, as a happy joke. Antonio, content in faith. He says, I'm satisfied. Honestly speaking, I'm satisfied. I will seal to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew. I will put my signature on such a bond and say that the Jew has shown a lot of kindness to me. Bassanio, you shall not seal to such a bond for me. I rather dwell in my necessity. So Bassanio has his doubts about the intentions of Shylock. He tells Antonio, you are not going to sign any such bond for me. I would rather stay without the money that I need. I can stay in my bond. Antonio, why fear not, man? So he's trying to pacify Bassanio, and he says, well, don't be afraid, man. I will not forfeit. I will not have to pay the penalty. Within these 2 months, that is a month before this bond expires, that is within the next 2 months, that is 1 month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond. I do expect to get thrice 3 times the value of 3,000 ducats. That is 9 times the amount of 3,000 ducats I expect to get back. So I will not have to pay the penalty. Shylock, oh Father Abraham, what these Christians are. So Shylock swears by the founder of the Jewish race, Abraham. He says, oh, I swear by Father Abraham, what type of people these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them to suspect the thoughts of others, these Christians are such people who do injustice with the others, and the unjust way in which they deal with the others, it makes them to be suspicious of the intentions of the other people. Just because they do injustice themselves, they believe the others also are like them. Pray you tell me this. He says, I request you, tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? He says that, Bassanio, you tell me this much, that if he breaks his day, means if he breaks the promise to pay me back the money on the particular day which is decided, what will I gain by cutting 1 pound of his flesh? That is, what will I get by taking the penalty? Forfeiture is the penalty. What will I gain? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable neither. He says a pound of flesh cut from a man's body, it is not estimable, means it's not valuable, nor is it profitable as flesh of muttons, beefs, of goats, as the flesh of the goat, or the flesh or the meat of a cow, which are sold in the market. You earn money by selling them. I say to buy his favor, I extend this friendship. He says, I I'm extending this offer of friendship just in order to win over his friendship and love. If he will take it, if he accepts this offer, so then it is fine, it's all right. If not, adieu. And if he refuses to accept my offer, then goodbye. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not, and I request that do not be unfair to me for offering this act of love. Antonio, yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond. He says, Shylock, I promise I will sign this bond. Shylock, then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Forthwith means soon. Notary's means the legal officer's office. So then meet me soon at the lawyer's office. Give him direction for this merry bond. You give him instructions to type out this happy, funny bond. And I will go and purse the ducat straight. And at the same time, I will go home and I will put the ducats in my purse and see to my house and ensure the safety of my house, left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, which I have left in the unsafe care of an unthrifty knave. Unthrifty knave means of an irresponsible servant. And presently I'll be with you, and very soon I will be back with you at the notary's office. Antonio, hi thee, gentle Jew. Hi thee means hurry up, you gentle Jew. Shylock goes from there. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind. So Antonio, after Shylock leaves, he says to Bassanio that I feel this Hebrew, that is the Jew, is going to become a Christian because he is becoming so kind and so generous. Bassanio has his doubts about Shylock's intentions, and he says, I like not fair terms and a villain's mind. He says, I don't know why, but the kind words which are offered by this villain's mind are not acceptable to me. I don't like these nice words that he is speaking, and because these words are coming from a wicked minded man. Antonio tries to pacify him. Come on. He says, come on, we need not worry. In this, there can be no dismay. In this case, in this agreement, there can be no reason for fear. We need not be afraid. My ships come home a month before the day. So you should be confident. My ships are coming back home full 1 month before the expiry of the bond. So we need not worry. So with this, we come to the end of Act 1, Scene 3. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.